Hey guys, Sandy here and welcome to the YouTube Hop. Today I am scrap lifting Hannah and look at her lovely layout right here. I went to her Pinterest and scrolled around and found something. Now I just really was inspired by this super large title and I'm cheating a little bit. I have this pre-printed chipboard word that I'm going to use here. I'm actually using a 4x4 photo as well. This didn't print very well, so I'm going to be printing it one more time. So I'm super excited to scrap lift Hannah. She is a super awesome person and an even more awesome scrapbooker. So let's see what I can do. What I did was go through and pull out a couple of my 6x6 papers that I thought would go great with this kind of tealy color of the background. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I do know that I trim off the edge of this map paper. So basically, I'm cutting off the little parts that say north, south, east, and west because I want to have the white edge around my paper. And that's because I'm not going to do anything to the pre-printed word adventure. I'm going to leave it white. Now, when those bad boys came out, I actually ended up with 2 packets of them. And I was thinking to myself, I'm just going to do something fun. I'll do something new on every single one. I'm going to do some sort of technique. But you know what? Sometimes the technique is leaving it plain because it looks pretty cool. Now, I really like the way that it pops here. And I just think that this white on this two-tone teal paper is just beautiful. Really, really a big fan of it. Now, I reprinted my photo. There it is. Much better quality this time. I'm not sure why it didn't print off in a good place the first time. Now, I do make sure that I always use a guillotine style trimmer when I'm cutting photos that I print at home. And that is because the ink basically lays on top of the paper. And if I use any other style trimmer, it kind of tears it away. So here we go. I'm shaking up some drops here. So Hannah had some mixed media type stuff going on her background, and I wanted to do the same thing. So there it is. I went ahead and splattered. I didn't really have any big rhyme or reason of how I splattered it. I just splattered. And as you can see, I even got a little splatter on this 6x6 paper, but that is okay. So I'm just going to layer my photo up on a bunch of these papers, and I'm making the mats like graduated sizes, so they're getting slowly larger. And then I'm not making the mat exactly square on all of them. I'm trying to give it a little bit of movement. And that's just to add a little bit of extra interest instead of just having stacked rigid square photo mats. And sometimes I want stacked rigid square photo mats, but not for this one. I was feeling a little bit more fun. So I have this kind of orangey color, the tealy color, and the navy color as well. And that is the shades of the mists that I use to splatter. Now I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my chipboard word down to my paper here, and this is Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I was recently introduced to this stuff, and I gotta say, guys, I love it. Like, I have never been a huge liquid adhesive fan. I use it, I say I like it, and then it ends up in a little stack with my other liquid adhesives, but this stuff really is awesome. So I went ahead and laid that guy down there. Now there is a doily in Hannah's inspiration piece that I am scrap lifting. So I decided to go ahead and use a doily for mine as well. I don't remember if I ended up using it in the same exact place. Now, as you can see, I nestled that little curve of the doily right there where the ascender of the T is, and I did that on purpose. I wanted it to nestle so that it looked like it fit in there. Now these are some Jelly Bean Soup Puffy stickers, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay some down. And then I realized, oh, This is a printed photo. If I pull this up, it's going to pull it up. So that little orange puffy sticker is going to stay there. It's not getting moved. Now I'm just trying to figure out where to put some clusters, where to like make some things happen. So I've got a bunch of fun things out on my desk, and I thought that this frame would be perfect. Now, one thing that I really like doing with frames is only showing basically two sides of it and having it kind of peek out from underneath of a photo mat. And that's what I did here. And I really just like the way that looks. And I really wanted to use this gray and white flare button. So that is, I mean, that's really the only reason why I introduced that gray and white striped frame here. So I did add a little clippy thing there. I can't remember what they're called. It is, oh Lord, it's been in my stash for such a long time. I just don't remember how long I got it. Now, since I am using these cork stickers, I just decided to cut them off the backing like this because some cork gets pretty brittle. So if I was going to use this in the cluster here, I just wanted to make sure that it would stay in one full piece while I moved it around and figured out where things were going. Now, at this moment, I can't figure out what happened to the little airplane wood button that I had a minute ago. And I'm looking through my stuff. I'm like, where did I put it? Is it somewhere over here? And then I give up on it kind of and decide to see if I want it to bring in this pinky color. And I was like, nope, it's not the right layout. And there were some little wood veneers that popped into the frame there. And I'm just trying to figure out what in the world I am doing with my clusters. I know that this is not going to be a super embellished page. It's not going to have like any more layers. It's a one photo. It's a huge title. I know I have to put some words down, but I want to add something. Like I want to make it a little bit more fun. And I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like. I know that I really want to use some of these puffy stickers because the colors are matching what I've got laying down here. And I'm like, oh, do I want to change it to love it? And I'm trying to like build the cluster up in the air while I'm holding it into my hands before I lay it down on the page. Side note, guys, how are everyone's allergies doing this year? Like I've had to stop this video a couple times now to blow my nose and sneeze because it's pretty bad. You know, normally I just go with it and stuff happens in my video and I don't worry about it, but you don't need to listen to me consecutively sneeze like 18 times. So now I've pulled out some more stickers. Let's get back to the page. Found my little airplane button. I actually had to turn off the camera and find it. It was like stuck somewhere. Who knows how it got there, but it happened that way. So I'm just going back to my clusters. I'm building them up. I layer that over top of the sticker just to give it a little bit of extra color, a little bit of extra interest, and gonna go ahead and glue down everything here. Got the little cloud going on. And I'm just trying to make sure that each of the clusters basically has the colors of the page. So I need it to have like that pinky peach color. I need it to have the teal color. I need it to have the navy color. And obviously there's a little bit of white mixed in because of the clouds. Now I thought the clouds would be perfect because this is globe paper and also it has to do with an airplane. So in case you guys are wondering, that is an SR-71. And it is wicked cool. It is a mean, just awesome looking aircraft. And it's parked right next to one of the aircraft that was used as Air Force One. So that was pretty exciting. So I pull out this little label sticker here and I just layer it up there. And that just makes me all kinds of happy because there's a little bit extra interest right there, and it's not just the frame, the stripe of the frame. Because anytime I can add more, even on kind of like a minimal page, I'm all for it, guys. So I have the navy up at the top, I have the navy around the picture, and now I need to get the navy down here at the bottom. So I'm going to use this label, and I do, like, I've already stuck stuff down, so basically I'm ripping it up and putting it down because, you know, even though I sometimes try to work from the bottom up, I always end up working from the top down, somehow, some way. So we got that on there, and I'm just adjusting it a little bit because I wasn't happy with the placement of everything just then. So we go ahead and get that all fixed up there, and then I'm going to tuck one of the little puffy cameras into the cloud. I just think cameras go with just about anything. I mean, I'm scrapbooking photos, so it makes perfect sense that there's a camera on the page. That's just the way I feel about it. So there it is. And I'm going to stop because I'm going to sneeze again. And I am back from the sneeze. Okay. Whew. Man, allergies are kicking my rear end this year. Like, seriously. Now, I thought about trying to bring in the frame, but it does have that weird, like, harsh edge from where I cut it, so I don't want that. But I am trying to figure out how to get this cloud and this button to nestle there with that little smile, because I really do like it. And then I keep bringing back in that little gray and white flare. And I got to tell you guys, that gray and white flare makes it on the page, because I just love it. So now I'm going to use my ATG, pop some of this stuff down, and actually connect it and get it on the page so that it shows like I'm committed, it's going here. These little, well, they're kind of big, gem type things, these little things, I don't know what else to call them, were brads, but I had pulled the brad part off the back of it. And that's just the way it happened. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is the best place to put them. And I think I ended up exactly where they were before. I just switched which ones were in the spot. But so that happens, and it's okay. Because, you know, I had to figure out what was going where and what, you know, was exciting and what made me feel happy. So I brought in a couple of the little puffy stickers, like the little heart right there. Again, hearts are something I feel like go anywhere on a page. And then I was thinking about bringing that little orangey thing over here, but it was a little too pink for that puffy sticker, so I decided to just layer it over top of the cloud, and I felt like that brought the color up to that little top even more. And now I'm just kind of at the end where it's just like, you know, what do I do with this? What little extra bits can I use? What can happen here to like make it awesome? I decided to add another one of the cork circles here. And then I prayed that when I pulled that up, that it didn't rip the cork. Now, I did pull a layer of the doily up, which was fine, because I'm covering that up, and I'm just super excited that the cork didn't tear apart, because, you know, sometimes cork does. Now, this is a silver heart charm, and I'm just pulling off the little circle. I can't think of the proper name. And I thought I was going to, like, tie it onto the end of the E, but it just didn't fit. Now, I also had this favorite die cut that I was trying to put in because the SR-71 is one of my husband's favorite aircraft, but I just didn't feel like it went. And then I had this little frame there that had an airplane on it, and I'm still trying to hold on to that to figure out what to do with it. And at this point, anything that's like near, I'm just pulling out and trying to figure out what I can use. So I do pull out these Simple Stories, what do they call them? New brads. They're just like adhesive enamel with metal. No brad whatsoever as part of them. So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking I'm probably just about done. I do know I need to get that camera down there. If I haven't already done that, I think I already did it. I'm trying to figure out if I need to put another camera on. I'm trying to figure out if I need to add anything else. And I'm looking at it. And then I decide, you know what, I just need to get the words on there. So I put the words on there. I am using a Muji pen. My friend Christina Sorge, you can find her on YouTube here, introduced me to these pens, and they are awesome. I use the .38 pen. Probably the best way to get them is on Amazon, in case you're wondering. I have had someone ask me about the Muji pens before, and like I said, I think probably the most cost-effective way is to get them off of Amazon right now. I haven't found anything better than that. So I get my words on, and then I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the date. Do I want to add like words there, or do I want to put it at the bottom? And I just decide the bottom is the way to go. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Please make sure you follow along for the YouTube hop, and I will see you again really, really soon.